Hi, are you a Genshin Impact player? Have you ever wondered why there are so many artifacts set and which one should you use on your character? Well, worry not. In the upcoming 2.0 patch, we have the answer for you. With the Emblem set, you can now gear every single character in a singular domain. It may not be the best in slot artifact for all of your characters, but it can indeed be used on almost every single character. Artifacts may vary, may or may not guarantee progression, each piece sold separately. Now! Alright, so let us start with the first element, Pyro. Jinyan current best in slot artifact are 4-piece Pale Flame, 2 Pale Flame, 2 Bloodstain, or a Bow Light set, yeah? Because she's more of an auto attacker, physical damage character build. She can potentially use the 4-piece Emblem set for an Elemental Burst spamming build. Because with Constellation 2, her Elemental Burst is a guaranteed critical hit, so you can spam and do a decent amount of damage per cast with this ability. As for the Remi set on Jinyan, I don't think the Remi set is way too useful on Jinyan. Because simply running Pale Flame and Bloodstain gives you the same damage bonus percentage as the Remi set, but without the conditions that reduces your energy, yeah? So that's a lot better. As for Bennett, currently, Bennett usually run Crimson Witch set or Noblesse set for a pure support build, yeah? As for his options for the new set, a 4-piece Emblem should do more damage than a 4-piece Crimson Witch on your Elemental Burst alone. But I think 4-piece Crimson is still better on him because it increased more damage on his Elemental skill, which is his E, yeah? It's more spammy, his cooldowns are really short, so Crimson Witch is generally still way better for overall DPS. As for Remi set, it's kinda absolute garbage, because then again, right? Bennett is used mainly for his Elemental Burst ability for the attack buff. As for Hu Tao can run a spam Elemental Burst build with the Emblem set, but I'd say Crimson Witch is still remaining on top, just because Hu Tao Elemental Burst heals her, and one of her passive is that when she's below half health, she gains more elemental damage. So generally, Hu Tao wanna stay below half health, yeah? Spamming Elemental Burst too much might not be too good. And as for the Remi set, I suppose the Remi set makes sense. It'll delay Hu Tao Elemental Burst by quite a bit, but you can get more damage on your normal and charge attack done. It could be an alternative to Crimson Witch as well, the 4-piece set of course. The 2-piece set isn't too useful on Hu Tao because she has one of the lowest base attack in the game, yeah? For Diluc can run for Emblem for Elemental Burst spam build, but his kit is too well designed to work well with Crimson Witch, because every time you cast your Elemental skill with Crimson Witch, you gain 7.5% Elemental damage bonus, yeah? Or, well, Pyro damage bonus. This set is just way too well designed for him. You can run for Emblem set when you're farming for your other characters. You have some extra gear to put on Diluc, that also works. As for 4-piece Remi, just ignore it. Next one would be Yanfei. Yanfei Elemental Burst does have a damage ratio, but it really does not too much damage. And you use Yanfei Elemental Burst to gain extra stack of your charge attack passive anyway, which is the Scarlet Seals. You don't really use it for the Elemental Burst damage per se, it's more to buff Yanfei normal attack instead. So you can run the Reminiscence set, because you get 50% more damage bonus on your normal charge and plunge attack, and her cooldown is 9 seconds, whereas the Remi set has a 10-second duration, yeah? So you can permanently apply that effect and give Yanfei 50% damage bonus, like permanently. Her Elemental Burst does assist as it gives her 1 stack of Scarlet Seal every second, but even at level 13 talent, I think at level 13 talent, this skill only increases your charge attack bonus by 62%, yeah? Running Remi set on Yanfei could be the same with just permanently having Elemental Burst up on Yanfei, so we'll have to see how how we test it out, yeah? We'll have to see, but it sounds good on her right now. Other than that, her current best in slot would be Wanderer Bowlight, yeah? Next one is Zhang Ling. Zhang Ling can run for Crimson Witch, but she only gets 1 stack from Crimson Witch, yeah? So it's 15 plus 7.5, 22.5% elemental damage bonus, and roughly 80 elemental mastery because of 15% damage and melt and vaporize, yeah? So if you were to run, I think above 170 or 180 energy recharge on Zhang Ling, and Emblem sets should give you a higher damage bonus modifier than Crimson Witch. And it also gives her energy recharge because Jiangling kinda suffers from energy recharge issue because Guba, yeah? Guba is sometimes he'll hit like every enemy and sometimes he'll just kinda stand there, hit the wall for a bit. So Emblem set should be a very good option on her. Reminiscence set? Don't do it. Amber! Same-ish with Jiangling. Emblem set to increase her elemental burst damage seems okay. Reminiscence set seems kinda meme on her because Baron Bunny has like a... I don't know. I guess you can potentially run Amber with Reminiscence set and go for like Pyro damage charge attack build. I don't know. I don't do it. Don't do it. Just run Emblem set and call it a day. And Klee. For Klee, I don't think Emblem set works really well because her damage is mostly from charge attack, right? I don't play Klee, but I'm pretty sure it's from charge attack. For Klee, I think Wanderer or 4 Crimson is the build, yeah? You can run 2 Crimson, 2 Remy, because Remy set is just an easily farmable Gladiator set, yeah? So that should work on her. That should be fine. Alright, now, if I got that wrong, Klee main's gonna go and hunt me down. Unfortunate. Next, we have Mona. As for Mona, her passive already scales with energy recharge. I think everyone knows this, yeah? Most people just talk about Mona and the new set. So you can double stack energy recharge, and it will give her so much damage bonus percent, which is a pretty good option. As for the other set, the Remy set makes you lose 15 energy whenever you cast your elemental skill to gain 50% damage modifier on your normal and charge attack and plunge attack. Whereas the Hydro set also gives you 45% damage modifier, so 5% less. But it lasts 5 seconds longer, and it doesn't minus your energy. So if you're going for a DPS Mona build, Hydro set full piece is the way. Next character would be Xingqiu. Well, yeah, Xingqiu, Sacrificial, Emblem set, that should be the best. He's gonna have a ton of damage modifier. As for Remy set, just skip that over. I guess you can run like 2 Hydro, 2 Remy. No, then again, 2 Hydro, 2 Noblesse would be better, so just run 4 Emblem. Or like 2 Hydro, 2 Noblesse, yeah, that's a lot better. Don't run Remy. Don't run Remy 4-piece, let me do that. Barbara! Tartak. So for Tartaglia, you can run a 4-piece Emblem set for an Elemental Burst build, and that should give him more damage modifier on Elemental Burst alone. But generally, running 4 Hydro should already be better. And same comparison with Mona, 4 Hydro gives you 45% damage mod, whereas Remy gives you 50%, but 4 Hydro is more duration, and you don't lose energy, so there you go. Beidou. Currently, Beidou best in slot is Thunder Fury and Noblesse, right? Which is 35% damage modifier. If you have 150 energy recharge, that's 37.5 damage modifier, yeah? On Elemental Burst. So, since Beidou's main source of damage is Elemental Burst, not Elemental Skill. People think like the single hit from her Elemental Skill is her highest damage hit, but it's actually her Elemental Burst. So, for Beidou, 4 Emblem should be her newest best in slot, and as for Remy set, if you're trying to build a physical damage Beidou, it's better to just run Bloodstained Pale Flame. Lisa current best in slot is Thunder Fury and Gladiator, yeah? So I guess you can run Thunder Fury and Remy set, because then again, Remy set is just an, you know, more farmable Gladiator set. And for Emblem set, you can run an Emblem set for an Elemental Burst build to increase damage on your burst. Both should work, both should have relatively similar results. Kaching. I guess very similar to Beidou, where her best in slot set right now is Thunder Fury Gladiator, correct? You can run a Thunder Suitor 4-piece Kaching build if you're running an Electro Charge team or something, and that should work as well. Other than that, for Emblem set, for Elemental Burst spam build also works. But I think Thunder Fury plus Remy should be her newer best in slot after 2.0 patch, since then again, Remy set is just a more farmable Gladiator set. For Fischl, very similar as well. Her current best in slot is Gladiator Thunder Fury, so Thunder Fury Remy should be the thing. And as for Emblem set, she can't really work too well with Emblem set. Fischl's Elemental Burst does do some damage, but you're not really using Fischl for her elemental burst. Her elemental burst just, you know, replace her E, yeah? So, Thunder Fury and Remy, that should work. Razor! Just use Pale Flame. None of the sets work on him, really. Next character? I mean, next element. Anemo. Right, so, for Anemo character, most Anemo character would still prefer 4-piece Viridescent set, because the 4-piece Viridescent set, I think everyone knows, yeah? Has a very powerful passive, which is reduce enemy elemental resistance by 40%. This should be the best for every single Anemo character still, with one exception. For Zhao, Zhao can run 2-piece Anemo and 2-piece Gladiator, and that's currently his best in slot. And since Remy set is a farmable Gladiator, you can run 2 VV set and 2 Remy set, or even 2 Emblem set if you're thinking you're missing some energy recharge on your build. So that'll be the Zhao and the Anemo characters. Next we go over for Cryo characters. For Cryo character, Diano! You can run the 2-piece Emblem set for 20% energy recharge, and that'll be fine. Don't run the Remy set on Diano. Like, I wouldn't. Don't try the DPS Diano, it won't work. Wow. I guess... It works, but like, don't do it. But actually, no, never mind. Just don't do it. Her current best in slot would be Noblesse, 4-piece Noblesse for attack buff for your team, for Maidens for healing, or 2 Tenacity, 2 Maiden for balance between barrier and healing. For Rosaria, her current best in slot would be Cryo set and Noblesse set, so simply running the Emblem set with a buff 150 energy recharge should already be better on her. As for physical damage build, you can run a 4-piece Pale Flame for physical damage Rosaria, and that will be better than the Remy set overall. For Eula, once again, 4 Pale Flame is the best for her. You can run 4 Emblem for slightly more elemental burst damage if you have 200 ER or something, but I'd say just ignore that and just go for Pale Flame. Same with Remy, just ignore Remy as well and just keep with Pale Flame on Eula. Ganyu, you can always run support Ganyu with 200 ER on the Emblem set, yeah? Her burst does some damage, but running a support Ganyu kinda doesn't showcase her skill enough, right? Most of her damage is from her... Actually, never mind. She does damage from Elemental Burst and from her charge attack. They both do pretty good damage, right? But more of it is from charge attack, yeah? So Emblem set could work if you wanna do a Glacial Rain to put a lot of damage down, yeah? As for the Remy set, I think Remy set is useful on Ganyu if you're playing on a melt team, because if you're playing Ganyu on a melt team, you don't want to press your Elemental Burst because it, you know, it'll take away the elemental reaction, and because there's an elemental... There should be an ICD in between every time you proc a reaction, so her Elemental Burst would kinda mess with it a bit. But I think running Wanderers that should still be better, because Ganyu Elemental Burst gives her Cryo damage bonus anyway. Running Wanderer or Cryo set with a Morgana, so Venti, Mona, Ganyu, Diona team should still be better than running Remy set, but it is an option. Chongyun! Chongyun's the same with Rosaria. Right now, you're running Cryo Noblesse. In the future, you can run Emblem. As for Remy set, it doesn't work. I mean, like, it could work, because if you want to build an auto attack Chongyun, it could work. It would be just a more conditional Gladiator set, because Gladiator set gives you 35, but with no conditions, yeah? Gladiator set gives you 35% damage mod, but with no condition. Chi-Chi! Kea, same with Rosaria, same with Chongyun. Run for Emblem set, because the current best in slot is just Cryo Noblesse. For physical damage build, just run Pale Flame. Next, we have the last element, Geo. For Zhongli. Zhongli, you can run Emblem set for a very heavy elemental burst damage build. And for Remy set, it's not too good on him. You can run Molide if you really want to do a physical Zhongli, or like an auto attacker Zhongli. Other than that, his current best in slot should be Geo Noblesse or full tenacity, or tenacity Geo. They all have roughly the same results. Ningguang! Ningguang Elemental Burst does hit relatively hard, so you can run Emblem set Ningguang to do Elemental Burst damage. As for Remi set, it's awkward. Remi set is awkward in Ningguang. I'd say don't use it, because even though Ningguang does have a constellation that resets her E cooldown when it breaks or when after you cast your Elemental Burst, the main problem is you only gain energy from her first screen. So if I cast E here, I get some energy particle. If I hit ult and then cast E again, this second screen does not give me energy particle because Ningguang's E has a cooldown in between it can generate energy. So if you were using the Reminiscence set with Ningguang, you'll lose energy twice. And the Remi set passive only procs if you use up 15 energy. So Remi set shouldn't work too well on Ningguang. Albedo! Albedo current best in slot is I think Tenacity set to fully buff your team. 4-piece Tenacity. Other than that, I think he runs Geo and Noblesse set. So Emblem set could be an alternative for Geo Noblesse. But Albedo generally focuses damage on his elemental skill and he stacks defense. You only get damage from elemental burst Albedo when you have constellation, I believe. Yes, C2, which allows his elemental burst to scale with defense as well. So I think tenacity should still be best for Albedo for a while. As for Noelle, Noelle elemental burst does have a damage ratio on the very first swing, so Emblem set only affects that hit, but that's not why you use Noelle. You use Noelle for her normal and charge attack, yeah? So Emblem set is out of the window. As for Remi set, Noelle already does not generate energy with her elemental skill, so Remi set just makes her a negative energy character on your team, so that isn't too good. I'd say just stick with the normal Bolide set. That should be the best. Bolide Gladiator should still be the best for her. And that will be it, yes? Ooh! That'll be my quick first impression on how the new sets would work on the current characters of Genshin Impact. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe. It truly helps out a lot. And I'll see you next time.